Black power. The words can send shivers down the spine of the nervous white man. But while the white man struggles with his nightmare, the black man struggles with his dream.
You have to organize yourself politically. You have to say, my power is not only the power to defend myself, but the power of the population to defend itself by taking a collective action.
Black people.
West London, 1970. A group of protesters march against harassment by the police of a black-owned restaurant called The Mangrove.
Hands off the mangrove, says the slogan, and the restaurant was the gathering point for the march.
Black power had arrived in Britain.
It was like an awakening. It was like a black awakening.
Young black people were fighting back against their hostile environment.
It was an immigrant community in transition, from victim to protagonist, and I just thought, at last.
They stood up to the state, and they defied the brutality of the police.
We were not as acquiescent as our parents. We saw ourselves as revolutionary, you know.
It was a conflict that reached the highest courts in the land.
Since we've come here, we've suffered a long train of abuses by the police with the active knowledge and support of the British state.
Policing, you have to take charge, and sometimes this wasn't possible. Who had the prejudice?
You know, I want to fight. I want to fight. I need to argue. I need to scream.
And the question of violent resistance would increasingly challenge the movement.
The 20-hour siege started just before 2 this morning.
The outcome was quite tragic. It was a criminal act, but it was for political purposes.
For the first time on screen, many of the people who made it happen will tell the inside story, a forgotten history of the rise and fall of the British Black Power movement.
I think Black Power said, we're not going back home. Britain belongs to us. We're here to stay.
We were fighting for our rights. We're still fighting for our rights.
I think the youngsters in the Black Lives Matter movement need to appraise themselves of what has gone before so that they can draw some lessons from the battles that we fought and won.
I've never been a turn the other cheek person. You punch me in the face, I'm going to punch you back.